Good, beautiful morning, everybody. Good, beautiful, fine morning. You know, I hate to be the guy to state the obvious, right? It's all over. Everybody knows about it. You can smell it everywhere. But if you do got an air purifier in your house, I would use it. I'm grateful that we have hydroxyl machines, which kill microbials, odors, viruses, airborne stuff and all that. If you can get your hands on a hydroxyl machine, I don't encourage you to go buy one. They're not cheap. But if you can get your hands on at least a good quality air purifier, make sure you know what you're buying too. Don't just go buy a little $20 air purifier if that's all you get, it will help better inside your home than not. It is pretty bad out here. It is like smog. Last night was terrible. I was going to go to... So, before I get off into this, I'm going to talk about courage this morning. But I thought I would touch on this for a moment. That's what's on my mind this morning is courage. Because that's what it takes. So before delving off into that, I was going to go to the storage unit at about 9 o'clock last night and get my 2 commercial air scrubbers because the air quality in our house is getting worse and worse and worse. And I thought, by the time I left my driveway and got about a mile down the road, I couldn't even see in front of my vehicle barely. I thought, it's probably not good to be in this. So I turned around and went back home and just brought a hydroxyl machine in our house, ran that with our air purifier. That's a very good air purifier. But if you don't have an air purifier, I would probably get one if you can afford to, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you can get one on a budget, on Marketplace, something. They're out here. So I would encourage that. But let's get on talking about courage. Without courage, man or woman can never hit their full potential. We only get one shot at this life. We don't get another at bat. You're not going to get 78 years old and when the good old Lord comes for you, He's going to say, oh yeah, shit, let's give you one more 78-year round. It doesn't happen. So without courage, and when I say courage, I'm going to break that down. Without courage, man or woman cannot even come close to the potential and the quality of life they could provide for their family. Not even close. Not even close. And having courage might look a little bit like not listening to the naysayers. What do you mean by that, Justin? Not listening to your surroundings that are telling you you cannot do that. A man or woman of courage hears that and might be a little stubborn, and they do it anyways. Courage might look like you're putting in a bunch of effort and you're not getting any results. Courage might look like you have absolutely no idea how this plan of action is going to pan out, but I'm going to take the first step anyways, regardless of the naysayers, regardless of the doubt in the back of your mind. See, we all have doubt. We all have insecurities. I don't care how you are, how confident you are, how courageous you are. Everybody has doubts and everybody has insecurities. It's not new. Since the beginning of time, people have had doubts and insecurities. Insecurities, I believe, are more so taught than they are inherited. Insecurities aren't inherited, they're taught through the way you were brought up, the people you chose to be around, the school system, whatever it is you're in. Insecurities are taught there, which rob us from the courage needed to go out and try something with everything you have for a long enough period of time to see a result. Okay? This is what people want. This is what I wanted. I'm going to try this thing. I'm going to do it for a year, and I'm going to be rich. That's not how it works. First of all, maybe your intentions are not even to be rich. I'm just going to be where I want to be in a year. I'm 44 years old. I'm going to go to the gym today, and in 6 months, I'm going to look like the Incredible Hulk. No, you're not. No, you're not. So, I have an online mentor that talks a lot about aggressive patience, which might sound backwards to you, but it's true. Well, Justin, those two don't even align with each other. Aggression is taking action towards it. %110%. And patience isn't. So, patience doesn't mean be passive and wait for a miracle to happen. That's called delusion. That's not patient, that's delusional. So when he's talking about aggressive patience, he's talking about putting in the work while knowing it's going to take time. You are not going to get the outcome. We are not going to get the outcome we think we're going to get in 6 months to a year. You're not going to get it. It's not going to happen. However, we over-inflate what we can do in a year and underestimate what we're capable of doing in 5. Why the human brain works that way, the insecurities that's pumped into our brain, instant gratification. People of this country want shit and they want it now. I'll give you an example, Amazon. Amazon probably wouldn't be in business if people could practice patience. Just saying. People are impatient. When they order something, they want it today. And I'm not knocking Amazon. It was genius. It was genius. We can never know what we could have did for our families and communities if we don't have courage. Today, you're not going to starve if you don't have courage. You can go to Walmart or Meijer or your meat markets or your local farmers markets and get your food. But the men and women of 100 and 150, 200 years ago had to go hunt and gather. It took courage to go out in the woods and hunt a moose or a boar or whatever they're hunting. That could have ended their life. You know, all a caribou's got to do is turn around and run at you. You're done if you don't get out of the way. They're going to trample you, like, you know. So it took courage back then. It doesn't take courage. The only courage it takes to put food on your table today is to get up and go to work. Right? And I'm not saying that don't take courage. Because it can for many. What I'm trying to get on based on the courage is I feel as if a lot of us in life are lacking courage only because we tell our dreams, thoughts, and visions to the wrong people that turn us away. They turn us away. Most people in your family will tell you that's not possible. I'm telling you, listen. I made a video the other day saying, don't tell your dreams to small-minded people. I mean that. Because they will discourage you from taking the plan of action that you bring them. They will tell you things like, that's not possible, Justin. You couldn't do that. Come back down here to reality with the rest of us and do what the rest of us do and just go get a job. That ain't knocking, but just getting a job. I'm giving you examples of what I've heard in my life from other people that has tried to, and they did, discourage me from taking action. Your school teacher will do that. Not all. There's some great school teachers out there that will encourage you to go out and be the best of you. Mr. Green from Hemlock, he is now the principal or the superintendent, he's up there. Encouraged me when I was young, and he's stuck with me for life. I will never forget Mr. Green. Mr. Green impacted my life, and even after he impacted my life, I made bad decisions. But when I came back to Mr. Green, I remembered. I'm kind of getting a headache being out in this. A little bit. When I say don't tell your dreams to small-minded people, this is why. And there ain't nothing wrong with small-minded people. There ain't nothing wrong with them. That's where they want to be. That's where they're going to reside. And that's great. That's the freedom of this country, is you get to make that decision. If you tell your dreams to a small-minded individual, they will believe that that is not possible for them. And they will do everything in their might to make sure you don't achieve that goal. Because they do not want to see you surpass them in life, because then what is their excuse? That sounds evil and cruel, but that's what's inside their minds. I'm telling you, I used to be that person. I used to hate seeing people win. I had a loser mindset. I had a poverty mindset. Until I was able to change those things and begin to love seeing people win and support seeing people win and really encourage people to go be all what you can be. Like, not just the saying, like, literally, go make yourself a badass. Like, go spend 30 minutes a day and make yourself a badass. You could do that with 30 minutes a day. You can make yourself unbreakable regardless of the circumstances that come your way. You, yes you, little old you, can do that. But we're not going to do that telling that shit to small-minded people. You are not going to do it. And that is not a knock towards small-minded people. There are visionaries. There are people that go after their dreams, and there's those that just don't. And there ain't nothing wrong with either one of them. Nothing. I have wonderful people in my life that don't go after their dreams, and I love them dearly. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you have dreams, aspirations, courage, and the grit to want more out of life, you are going to be an oddball. You are going to be weird to people. People are going to tell you you're overworking, you're doing too much, you're doing that. Take a vacation, blah, 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 blah. They're going to tell you all this crazy shit. And it's not really crazy shit. It's actually kind of normal. You're the oddball, remember? Most people don't go after their dreams and aspirations. Most people get fed. I'm not even going to get into what. Most people just don't. Because they've been talked right out of their dreams. Yeah, hey, I'm not going to lie. Oh, here, this air quality shit. This is bad. I'm pretty against. I wear N95s when I'm cleaning and using certain products, in homes and in businesses. I'm half tempted to reach back there and get an N95. My lips are burning. That's weird. My eyes aren't burning, but my lips are burning. That's weird. And it smells god awful out here. Looks like something you would see in the End of Times movie. Walking Dead or something, I don't know. Being a courageous person, having courage, takes courage. It takes courage to not allow outside sources to bend what you believe in. There was one time in my life I used to be the yes man. What I mean by that is, there could be an event that happened and I felt a certain way about it, and my buddy would tell me, no, I feel this way about it. I'd be like, yeah, you're probably right, bro, and just go along with their saying. I'm not that man anymore today. I don't go along with the narratives. I don't just go along with what everybody says. I communicate. I share my views on it, right? Courageous people can't be misdirected because somebody else don't believe. So in order to get started, you got to have courage. Without courage, there won't be much great reward. You got to have some courage. You don't have to. I take that back. You do not have to. It is a choice. Being courageous is a choice. Especially when there was a time that I may not have been courageous, because I just went with the flow of things and I let other people outside me dictate my life and my outcome of my life. Courage is a choice, though. You don't have to be born courage or courageous. Just like confidence. I used to think, people that are just confident in themselves were born that way. No, they weren't. They've done enough things behind closed doors that gave them confidence in whatever task they're performing. That's what builds confidence. Through consistency and discipline, builds confidence in what you do. 7 years ago, I probably made my first piece of video content. It was a 30-second skit about how bad I ruined my life in my goals to document the betterment of my life. I was soaking wet, drenched sweat, looked like I peed my pants. I was just sweating so bad because I was deathly afraid of exposure, because I felt bad about the person I was years before. So I was deathly afraid and insecure about who I once used to be. And I didn't want people to know that. But the truth is, they all knew it anyways. So today, I make video content almost every morning with very little bit of effort on being concerned about any insecurities I might have. I was only able to break that. And I'm not saying I don't have great video content. I know that. I don't have millions of views, but I also don't feed into the stuff that the media will give you millions of views for. I don't bash sides. I only got confident with making video content through discipline and consistency. Meaning, feeling insecure long enough until I didn't feel insecure. And that takes courage. So you have, and I'm not saying I'm good, but you have to be okay with sucking for long enough until you do enough repetitions to when you get good. It's like going into the gym. Okay? It's scary a lot of times for people. This is why a lot of people don't even go to the gym. Because they're worried that somebody in shape is going to judge them because they're out of shape. Or whatever their insecurities may be about them. I know this because I've talked to people. That used to be mine too. But the truth is, after you go to the gym for 3 weeks, 3 days, all that fear starts going away. So I need to run in here and get some stuff. But I want you guys to think about the importance of being encouraged or having courage. Because you deserve it, and so does your family. I love you all. Have a blessed day.